Just quickly want to bring in the ACDP's Steve Swart, who's also joining us. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for making time for us. You decided not to be part of the government of national unity. Listening into what you just heard now from Musi Maimane, who says that they are not part of the government of national unity. Veli Okamp, of course, the Democratic Alliance, they're part of the government of national unity. What's your expectation from this government?
Well, we do know from February's budget that there is fiscal constraints. The minister's got very little room to move due to low economic growth. However, since then, we have got the GNU, and whilst the ACDP is not part of it, we are playing a constructive role, and we really trust in that it will produce the effect of a stimulus for economic growth. We're already seeing 220 days without load shedding. We've seen attempts to turn around the logistics crisis, and we've seen genuine attempts that was raised yesterday in Parliament about the water crisis. We've seen investor sentiment improving. Monday was record levels on the stock exchange. So there is a positive sentiment. This has to be translated with this medium-term budget policy statement into long-term economic growth proposals, change of previous policies that haven't worked. Focus on infrastructure spending, not on consumer spending, stabilize government debt. And so we are very hopeful that today the minister will give a viewpoint going forward that will embrace everyone. Again, I need to emphasize that we will play a constructive role, as we've done in the past, where the Minister of Finance has accepted the ACDP's proposals, such as collecting the tens of billions of rands that have been stolen through state capture and corruption. Give the law enforcement agents more money and they can collect more, such as the SIU, such as the asset forfeiture unit. And we also know that there's 300 billion rand that is not collected by SARS. If they collect 10 billion rand of that, or 10%, that's 30 billion. So there are measures that can be introduced to improve the fiscal outlook. And so we're very positive about today. We are trusting for a change, and we're not expecting a lot of surprises today. But of course, the big elephant in the room is the wage bill, the public sector wage bill. Now already in the last medium term, it was penciled in at 4.5%. The unions are demanding 12%, government has offered 3%. That spiraling wage bill is unaffordable in the medium term. So there's going to have to be some compromise in that regard. But what is positive now, with those persons that have dipped into their pension savings and have taken out some money, in the long term that might have a negative impact, but that also translates to additional tax revenue of an estimated 10 billion rand. So there is money that will be collected. Specifics of that will be given in February's budget, but we're looking forward to a positive medium-term budget policy statement.
Yeah, and more money for SARS as well, because they're complaining that we are being underfunded, even though we have this record high collection numbers that we're seeing.
Indeed, and that has a good effect, leverage effect. If you give them more money, they can collect more money. Additionally, to the NPA, asset forfeiture unit, give them more money, they can collect 10 times the amount, but they don't have the capacity as such. And that has been my argument over the years, and the minister has said they've heard the ACDP and are giving. We obviously not satisfied that they're giving them enough money, but there is room to collect those outstanding funds, which can help balance the books.
Help balance the books. Thank you so much for your time. And the ACDP, Steve Swart.